Hi, this is Brandon Splay from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the half kneeling high cable row with strap. This is a great pulling exercise you can put in your training programs for your athletes and your clients, especially if you want to try to prevent them from getting truly overhead. There's nothing wrong with being overhead, but working with athletic populations like we do, we have to make sure that when we're reaching overhead, we're being intentional when we do it. Can we do things without having to get truly overhead as much as you might see in a lot of training programs? We work with a lot of different baseball pitchers and things like that. And so when we're working overhead, we're trying to make sure that we're trying to pay attention to that, and finding substitutes to be able to implement in your training program can be very beneficial. And this is one that we really like instead of having to do a standard lat pull down. So if you find yourself like, how do I pull, vertically without just doing pull-ups and chin-ups? This right here, I'm telling you, will be a go-to. It's a great option for your athletes and even for your personal training clients that have any kind of shoulder issues when they truly get overhead. So I've got a split ab strap here on my cable machine. Really, you can use any kind of attachment that's probably going to let you kind of pull apart a little bit. So if you have a rope or a dual rope setting or any kind of like D handles that let you be able to pull them apart a little bit, that's going to work fine too. We just really prefer it with the ab strap because of the ability to really pull it apart. So I've got my AirX pad here so I can be in a half kneeling position. Adjust the weight here just a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is put my hands in this strap, particularly if you don't have that option, just hold on to it how you would. I'm going to get my half kneeling position. We want to make sure that when I'm at the full length of the position that I'm not bottoming out, okay? We don't want to be here. We want to make sure we got tension on the cable the whole time, okay? And then I'm going to make sure my toes dug in here in the back foot. I want to make sure that my glute is squeezed, my hips are through, my ribs are down, everything's good, neutral. When you're in this position, you should feel that hip flexor on the down leg getting a little bit of lengthening, a little bit of stretch. That's completely normal, okay? The weight's trying to pull you into that hip, okay, and you're actively trying to resist it. So this is why this is a great bang for your buck exercise. As we've got this here, hands are in. I'm going to take my elbows, pull my elbows in my back pockets, and back. And then you would obviously switch legs if you so desire. So as you can tell, that weight was also really light for me, but what's really nice is that we're getting some pulling, but it's not truly vertical. I would suggest that when you program this, look between 8 and 12 reps per set. If you're going to divvy them up between your legs, account for that as well. Probably like to do, again, 5 to 6 reps a side, and you're probably going to be good. The only thing that we do particularly with this exercise is we tend to shove people into left stance more so than going back and forth. We have to kind of look at their assessment sheets and kind of where their movement looks and the way that PRI influences might be used in this exercise. So, generally we would prefer the left stance down. However, you could alternate back and forth if your athletes are not having a whole lot of issues. But just keep that in mind that it's one way you can kind of double down on a particular exercise to not only be able to restore some range of motion, be able to help some other issues that might be going on with your athletes or clients. Again, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, really good. Just have that cable machine really crank there on the weight and make sure you own the positions and you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.